Welcome back. A new study shows Utah has one of the lowest rates for mammography screenings for women 40 and under. And we're talking about the first and only mobile breast imaging service that combines mammograms and ultrasounds in Utah called the Boob Bus, and they'll be in the Silicon Slopes area next week. So we are joined by co-founder Rena Vanzo to talk a little bit about this. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Courtney. I'm glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. So tell us a little bit on how the Boob Bus got started.
Yeah, the Boob Bus got started a couple of years ago. I turned 40, had my first mammogram. I have a number of women in my family with breast cancer, and with my genetics background, I thought, hey, let's combine genetics, personalized risk assessment with breast cancer screening and make the process a little bit more innovative and modern.
The statistic of seeing so many women in Utah not getting screened, women over the age of 40, why do you think that is, that a lot of women aren't getting screened here in Utah?
That's a great question, and I think more studies need to be done on why. But one thing we do know for sure is that Utah has some of the largest families. We have a lot of children. Women who have children are incredibly busy. So in many cases, women aren't making that a priority for themselves and going to get that screening. So we think having a mobile environment will be a little bit more accessible, a little bit more welcoming, and is one way to start to break that barrier.
So how has the reception been over the past couple of years of you guys going out into the community and providing this service?
It's been really exciting. Anytime I mention some of the extra components we have, because we don't only do mammograms, we also do dense breast ultrasound. About half of women have dense breast tissue. It is just a factor of your biology, and when that is the case, a mammogram can't see all types of cancer, and it makes for a more comprehensive screen when both are done together. So it's been really fun, kind of a playful idea, a way for women to go together and be in the room, in the waiting room, to support one another when they come out from their screen.
And for people who aren't familiar with this, what does that mean when your breasts are dense? What does that mean when you're trying to get an ultrasound?
Great question. The only way to know this for sure is if you have a mammogram. It has nothing to do with size, look, feel, shape, nothing like that. It's your inherent biology, the amount of glands, the amount of fibers in your tissue. And so it's classified as A, B, C, or D. And if a woman has C or D, her mammogram report will actually say the sensitivity of the mammogram is lower and to consider an ultrasound or MRI.
So it requires more extensive testing, basically.
That's right. That's right.
And it creates a unique challenge for those women.
Yeah, absolutely. And that means maybe going back for a second appointment. You know, they've already had a hard enough time taking off of work, getting it in their schedule to go for a mammogram. So we actually have technology that tells our mammogram technician right there what the tissue type is, so we can offer that woman the additional test right there in the same appointment.
I have a question that's not on this list that I was kind of curious about. You could have come up with any name for this, and you went with Boob Bus.
That's right.
Why Boob Bus?
Well, it's a conversation piece, right? It's interesting. It makes you think twice. The amount of honks and waves I've gotten while driving the bus has been really fun. It's memorable, and it's descriptive, and people are looking it up, they're talking about it. So it has all of those things, but also I wanted it to be a little loud and in your face. I mean, everyone has boobs. Breast health is important. Breast cancer is a major killer of women, and we need to be screening. So let's put this topic front and center.
It does get a lot of people's attention, and you're right. We need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Rena, thank you so much for joining us. Before we go, where can people get more information?
Thanks for asking. They can go to the website, www.theboobbus.com. I have a lot of information there and also a link to book.
All right, it's catchy and easy to remember.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.